right, so for those of you tuning in, I am going to be talking about our immune system real quick. And I wanted to discuss, why is it that sound bowl made you feel calm and a little bit more in harmony? And that has everything to do with what I'm sharing today. So your immune system is made up of two major systems: sympathetic, which is your fight and flight, and then your parasympathetic, which is your restore and rejuvenate, your renewal. So we have all heard about fight or flight, and this is a very important part of our system. It's necessary, but it's not necessary to be at that level at all times, because what happens is you are building up hormones in your body that create physical aches, manifest into something physical later. For example, when you are constantly stressing over something, people start either getting shoulder pains or headaches. So you really do start seeing something manifest from something from energetic health to something actually physically affecting you. So the job of your parasympathetic is to put a halt and to start the rejuvenation process. And we do this mostly in our sleep. So sleep is very important to our health, but a lot of us don't get a lot of sleep. And one of the things that I encourage is meditation. And the reason why is because you're actually consciously, mindfully putting yourself on a break. And you are telling your body, you're telling your mind, you're telling your heart, you're telling all of these things about your body that you are going to consciously stop. And it's going to actually put itself in a mindset, in a space of rejuvenation and renewal and healing. And this is important because we do need that sympathetic system. We do need fight and flight. We do need that to be able to run if needed. Or what happens is our blood thickens with sugar, so it's ready to coagulate if needed, if you get harmed. But it doesn't need to stay in that state. That's a diabetic, you have high blood pressure, you have a lot of other health issues that come with that when you leave yourself at that heightened state of stress. So when you set aside time to put a stop to your day, just a few minutes that we did this morning, right before this, that was enough to actually calm your nerves. And calming your nerves, your nervous system, is what that allows you to do, is get into that rejuvenate and renewal mode. So one thing that also is very important with meditating and putting yourself in that state of halt is your third eye, your gland in the middle of your brain. It's a very important part of your brain. It's actually the only gland, the only cell that detects light. So what happens is, I've been practicing sun gazing. This is an ancient Egyptian art, which is transmuting the energy of the sun into energy that your body can use. So when you look at the sun's rays through your eyes, and the light goes through your pupils, and then it hits your retina. Your retina is made of three things: something to distinguish darkness, something to distinguish light, those are the rods and cones, and then something to distinguish if light is existing, photosensitive cells. Once this photosensitive cell realizes that there's light, that there is a halt of production of melatonin in your body. And what that means is melatonin is key for sleep. We've all heard of people taking melatonin pills. It's also good for your immune system. It's also good for your skin health. It's a lot of good things about melatonin, mainly popular for its sleep and for helping you with your sleep-wake cycle. What that does, though, is you're letting your body know that it's receiving melatonin from somewhere else, and you are not going to produce as much, so that it weakens that gland. So your gland, what happens is when it starts produce when there's light, it doesn't produce that. So getting proper sleep, turning off all the lights, including the little lights on your phone or any of the devices, especially blue light, because blue light, there's a certain wavelength which is blue, which actually specifically prevents the production of melatonin. So even if you're sleeping, or if you're right before you go into sleep and you hit that blue light, you're actually delaying the creation of melatonin even more because of that color, hence the blue light filters. So the other thing about melatonin is this is key in synthesizing into a lot of other necessary hormones. So when you are meditating, what you're doing is you're putting yourself at this, you're pausing, you're taking a break, and you're putting yourself in the opposite of fight and flight. You're in renewal, rejuvenation. And when you close your eyes and you put yourself in a space and it is dark, once the cells notice that there's darkness, it triggers your third eye to produce melatonin. And melatonin then is distributed through the rest of your body, or is synthesized as needed. And also at the same time, what you're doing when you practice being out in the sun or sunbathing, especially sunbathing and meditation, you're actually strengthening your pineal gland, and it is the conductor for your immune system, for your endocrine system. So it is the very first part of your endocrine system, and then it tells your pituitary gland, the master gland, hey, you need to go tell the rest of the guys what hormones to secrete. So hormone imbalance could be regulated through sleep and meditation practice, as well as getting sunlight, water, mindful breathing, and possibly starting a meditation practice. So that's what I wanted to share, and I'm going to end this with another sound bowl, because taking just a minute or two out of your day to stop and breathe and really think of nothing, allow whatever thoughts to come through, just breathe. This is regenerating, this is strengthening this part of your system so that you're able to handle and balance the switch between the two and not stay at that heightened state. So I encourage you to look into sound bowl therapy or getting a sound bowl yourself. And I will end this with a quick little session. And I wish you all a great rest of your day. Get some sun, get some water, and get some love. Made of water. You're about 80% water. And each of those cells are about 99% water. So you're 80% water, and of that 80%, 99% is water. So the reason why this feels good or sounds good is your water vibrates and resonates to the frequencies and vibrations around it. When you're hearing things of fear or pain or sadness, your literal physical structure of your water becomes very chaotic. I want to look up Dr. Emoto for his studies on this. And so when you're listening to sounds like this or any other calming, soothing sounds, you are structuring your water. You're turning it into something called H3O2. And this sounds so good is your cells are harmonizing, it's calming, it's aligning with each other. Thank you for tuning in, and if you have any questions on your immune system and how meditation affects it, send me a comment, send me a message, and I would gladly be of service. Have a fabulous, blessed rest of your day, and thank you.